you're right. Most VCs don't invest at that first
Don't even
stage. And
look at it. Don't even
right,
touch it. Won't even
most
hear.
VCs will be happy to do the next round.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Tell us how this process, Ben, because the investor, they don't have so much time. So sometimes you have to create this like mini pitch that's only 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Or something that then that's gives an intro to the investor. Then you can and would be that pitch that also. Uh, it had to be a pitch, is my understanding, Ben, that it had to be not too long, maybe 10, 12 pages, and
Yes.
then if these 12 pages convince them, then is when we're gonna have the next meeting, when we're gonna explore further. So tell us a little bit about this process and how a tech startup should be doing
Sure.
that effectively. Because like one thing, the industry have a big problem. There are a lot of ideas out there. There are a lot of good projects, but definitely tech entrepreneurs and startup founders, they don't have any clue how to communicate with investors, how to pitch to investor, and how to speak the language that the investor understand and what they're really looking for. So they go with the vision, the mission, whatever template they find in the internet, and the language have nothing to do with the actual investor, what it really want in order to write the check. So tell us a
Right.
little bit more about this process.
Okay. So the entrepreneur will often find herself in different kinds of pitches that are different lengths. So she may be in a scheduled meeting with an investor that could be as long as an hour long, where she has a whole hour with his attention just to give him the pitch. She may be at like a demo day of an accelerator or something where those are usually like, 5 to 7 minutes on stage, multiple entrepreneurs getting up and doing their pitch. And then you can have the off the cuff, like literal elevator pitch where you bump into an investor in a coffee shop or literally in an elevator
Or
and you
elevator page. I've been in London in events that they have 2 minutes, so the room is full of VCs, and then
right.
you speak for 2 minutes, talk about your company, and there everybody's listening.
Right.
So,
So sometimes entrepreneurs fall into a trap where they're very rehearsed. They have their slide presentations and they've memorized it, and that's fine, but that doesn't help them when they're on stage for 5 minutes or worse, when they're like caught with an investor. When I was thinking about my framework, I tried to design it where it's expandable. You can use the HEART framework in 2 minutes and do the whole thing standing on one leg and just give it to an investor like super fast. I've done HEART pitches in under a minute and a half for some of my companies because I have to. I'll bump into a friend of mine who's an investor and we're busy and I'll say, "Oh, can I tell you about one of my companies?" And I'll just go bang, 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 bang. And in a half, he's interested because I did my
wow.
HEART analysis. If you're in an accelerator program on a demo day, you could expand the HEART to 5 minutes, talk a little bit more about each of the five things, and fill up the 5 minutes. And then if you have a sit down meeting and you've done a pitch deck, which we'll talk about in a minute, the actual slide presentation, the HEART methodology fits right into that framework as well. And I even give you slides that you should use for that presentation.
Oh,
So
wow. I like this number, 10 slides. Sounds
yeah.
about right.
So the 10
Very
slide,
difficult, Ben, to do it, yeah, because you have a company, you have a vision, an idea, you need to explain everything that you just shared before. Like, imagine you giving us already 5 steps, and you're talking about 10 slides, so I only have 2 slides per step. That's challenging. It's 10 slides, but very complex what to put inside those ones, right?
so,
Because
so let's
every line matters, right?
let's be crystal clear. I want to take credit for a lot of these ideas. Most of this stuff I stole from other people. And the
Uh,
10 slide rule is a very famous rule that's been around for almost 20 years. It's called the 10-20 rule by Guy Kawasaki, who is very famous. And I'm very privileged that my book, Fever Pitch, the foreword was written by Guy Kawasaki. So I got
oh, wow.
I got like in the space
Wow.
to write the foreword to my
Ben, the
book.
book is big. How many pages have this book? Can you show me again? My goodness. Where people can buy the book? Can you please tell us the title of the book and where people can buy it? Because some people might be listening in the car or in the gym.
Yeah. The book is called Pitch. It's a novel about your vision, raising capital, and launching your startup. So I wrote a story founder who's trying to pitch his startup and can't pitch a startup to save his life until he actually needs to pitch his startup to save his life. And he gets mixed up with the mafia, and his wife is furious at him, and
Wow.
his business, his life is falling apart because he has a very strong idea and really an amazing invention, but he is not able to pitch it well enough to get money. And he's running out of time, he's running out of money, and he gets involved with the mafia, and he's running for his life. They're going to kill him. It's a story. It
Yeah.
didn't happen, but it's a teaching tool to try to set up, okay, this guy who's very well-meaning, he's very well educated, he's not a bad person, but he's made some bad decisions about how to present his technology. And because of that, and only because of that, his life is falling apart. And you're sort of like yelling at him in the book, like, dude, just get the story right. And then you can get yourself out of this mess. So it's a teaching tale to sort of run him. He goes through these experiences, and without giving away the ending, along the way, those experiences teach him, and people that he meets teach him the HEART methodology. He may not have enough time. He may have run out of time. He may not be able to save his life, but at least the book teaches, what the proper. I'll leave it to the reader to get to the end. The book is a fun way to sort of teach this thing. I don't need everyone to read the book. Has done amazingly well and hit #1 on Amazon, and I'm super pleased with that. But I just did it to have fun and to tell this fun story, teach something. I've also put out the HEART framework for free on the internet, and you can download a pitch generator. You can download the 10 slides that you need for your deck. Those things are all free. So I'm not trying to, keep it, secret where you have to buy the book to get the secret. The book is fun, and I designed the book for not only for entrepreneurs, but for their spouses and for family members to sort of experience what the crazy life of a founder is. This book is even crazier than normal, but just it does reflect on some of the challenges that are weird that happen only to tech entrepreneurs, so that people can have a little bit of empathy for us and for those people who take that path and have fun reading something. But if you just want the framework, you can go to feverpitchbook.com. That's where you can buy the book or see links to get it on Amazon. But you can also take a right turn and download the free playbook and the free pitch generator. Everything is there on the website. But getting back to Guy Kawasaki. So Guy Kawasaki is this famous investor and author. He was the chief evangelist at Apple under Steve Jobs. And
Wow.
about 15 years ago, he invented this rule called the 10-20-30 rule of startup pitches. 10 slides, 20 minutes, and no smaller than 30-point font on the slides. Those are very challenging because most people, including the guy in my book, when he starts off, he has a pitch deck that's 39 slides long. Like he just wants,
Everyone, you see pitch decks out there that look
right.
they want to tell you everything, yeah?
Right. Now, the problem is that people like me, investors, and this is proven by data from DocSend. Do you know how long an investor spends on an entire pitch deck if you send it to them by email? Guess. I mean, you'd be shocked, but the used to be 3.5 minutes. Now it's closer to 2.5 minutes. So
Wow.
the investor is just flipping through that deck, spending a few seconds on every slide. If it's jam-packed with all sorts of text and graphics and the
Too much
investors,
information, look like a newspaper. Who gonna you need
right.
to make life easy for the investors, right?
Correct. So Guy Kawasaki came up with this 10-20-30 rule long before me. And I've used it and I've asked most to use it. As much as I love Guy Kawasaki, he's an incredible guy, no pun intended. But I always felt that the model was not fully complete, that there was something, it wasn't enough, that it was missing something. Like he had given us a very important gift. The 10 slide constraint was a very valuable constraint, but he didn't exactly tell us exactly what needed to go into the slides. So that's when I started working a couple years ago on trying to see if I could figure out what was missing. And that got me to the HEART methodology. So what I'm saying is take the 10-20-30 rule, add the HEART elements into the 10 slides at the right place, and you have the perfect pitch. Then I wrote to
Ben,
that
tell us
guy
about the 10, 20, 30 rule, what that means. So the first pitch deck has to have 10 pages, and then what happened?
10 slides,
10
20
slides.
20 minutes. Even if
10 slides, 20-minute pitch, and the 30 for what is that form?
30 is 30-point font on the slides. The text on the slides,
This part understand, Ben, what that means 30 points font?
the size of the letters on the pitch deck, on the slide.
30 size.
30 point is the size of this text.
I get it. Yeah, because read, I get it. Yeah.
People think it's a joke. It's a joke.
No. I saw a lot of pitches. I see a lot of pitch decks, and you're 100% right. You know, one of my favorite pitch decks is Airbnb, right? It's about 10 slides like this. It's so beautiful, so simple, and the font and everything. And I mean, they did raise a lot of money with that pitch deck. So
that pitch is legendary, and one of the things that
I love it. I'm a big fan.
Yeah,
I use it myself as a model. Yeah.
One of the things that's fascinating about that deck, if I'm not mistaken, every deck has like the projection slide where the revenue in year 5 is some crazy big number. We call it the hockey stick, right? I believe that in Airbnb's deck, that when Brian Chesky wrote that deck, he put a crazy number in year 5. Airbnb was so successful that its year 5 revenue was beyond even the year 5 number that Chesky predicted.
Really?
Because even he didn't understand like how amazing,
how powerful the. So
Exactly.
Ben, now I did make a statement. This is the answer that everybody's waiting for. Yeah. So the statement that I made when we start this broadcast, now I know more because I hear you for more than half an hour now. So I got more knowledge now. But correct, Ron. I'm gonna repeat the statement. Again. And the days that VC inview just foresee a story and a pitch deck with anything built. I thought that was gone and it doesn't exist anymore. And through our conversation today, I had to accept that I'm wrong. That is actually possible. Something that I thought that is not possible. So tell us, Ben, on that statement, right? Is it really possible just to have, if you have a breakthrough idea, we're talking about the next Airbnb, we're talking about the next revolutionary that will disrupt the market. If you have the idea and you can articulate it effectively in a pitch deck, even if all that you have, and maybe you have few lines of code in your garage, it is possible that an investor like you, specializing really early, writes a check, and so for how much, or more things go to the equation? And if that's so, can you please describe them for our audience? A lot of tech entrepreneurs hear this podcast, by the way, so everybody's taking notes. Everybody take notes and listen to the podcast twice.
So there are different kinds of investors, right? I describe myself at the beginning of the show as an inception stage investor. There are not that many of us.
Not many. Right. Close to zero. Yeah.
But
I can count with my hands. They specialize because you are not even seed. It's like a pre-seed. Yeah.
It's called, my competition are what we call angel investors, or what other people call FFF, friends, family, and fools. Those are the people, either professionals like me who are looking for these inception deals, or angel investors who have an appetite to invest for their own, fun into early stage entrepreneurs that they like, or friends and family who trust you and will give you money to start. Those are all the kinds of people that you can go to for just an idea with no code and no revenue. You're right. Most VCs don't invest at that first stage.
Don't even look at it. Don't even touch it. Won't even hear.
We'll be happy to do the next round or 2 rounds, and that's fine. And I work closely with them, and I'm happy to be friends with them, and I like to show them my companies so that they can do the next round. That's fine. It doesn't mean that they're bad people. It just means that they have a different risk tolerance, which is fine. So as an entrepreneur, you have to know how to find not just a good investor, but an investor who is open for business.
And it suits your needs, right, Ben?
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.